Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. In our today's lecture, that is lecture number 5, we have to discuss about pentose phosphate pathway. So let's start from here. Actually, this pathway, pentose phosphate pathway, is also called as phosphogluconate pathway, the hexose monophosphate pathway, or hexose monophosphate shunt. And this pathway is the pathway that oxidize glucose 6 phosphate into pentose phosphate. And this pathway is consist on two phases. One is the oxidative phase and other is the reductive phase. We will be seeing in our next slides what happens in oxidative phase and what happens in the reductive phase. This pathway takes place in the cytosol of the cell as where the glycolysis takes place. Glycolysis cycle of glycolysis or glycolysis metabolic pathway, that is the pathway of glucose metabolism. We have already learned this pathway, and glycolysis, I have already told you that glycolysis takes place in the cytosol of the cell, and the glycogenolysis takes place in the liver mostly, and liver mitochondria. And this pathway, glucose pentose phosphate pathway, or pentose phosphate shunt, takes place in the cytosol of the cell. And this pathway, metabolic product of this pathway is the NADPH and the ribose 5-phosphate, that is a 5 carbon sugar, and this sugar is used to synthesize DNA and RNA nucleotide. So this is the importance of this pathway, that is pentose phosphate pathway, that this pathway is used to synthesize the precursor carbohydrate, that is the precursor sugar, that is the uh, precursor DNA and RNA nucleotide synthesizing precursor sugar, that is ribose 5 phosphate sugar. And this pathway is also takes place in plant, in the plant cell plastid. Actually, plastids are the membrane bound organelle that are present in the plant cell, and these plastid are responsible for the process of photosynthesis. So during the this lecture, we would be discussing how glucose. During the this lecture, we would be discussing how glucose 6 phosphate further oxidize into glucose 6 phosphate oxidize and form 5 carbon sugar that is used as a precursor to synthesize DNA and RNA nucleotide. So as I have already told you in my previous slide, that this pathway is consist on two phases. One is oxidative phase and one is a reductive phase, or you can say this is a non-oxidative phase. So the oxidative phase start from the glucose 6 phosphate. First, glucose 6 phosphate that we are having in our cell cytosol oxidize into 6 phosphogluconate by the enzyme glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. So as the name of the enzyme implies, that this is the dehydrogenase enzyme, means what does dehydrogenase enzyme do? The dehydrogenase enzyme remove a hydrogen atom from a substrate. So here what this enzyme is doing, this glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase, actually here the enzyme is dehydrogenase, and it is doing its work on glucose 6 phosphate molecule. So on this scenario, it is having the name glucose 6 phosphate dehydrogenase. So what this glucose 6 phosphodehydrogenase enzyme is doing, it removes a hydrogen atom from this glucose 6-phosphate molecule and add up this hydrogen atom on this NADP nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate molecule and convert this glucose 6-phosphate to glucose 6-phosphate gluconate. And what happened with this NADP molecule? This NADP molecule convert into NADH after the addition of a hydrogen with this uh, in this molecule. And from this hydrogen comes this glucose 6-phosphate. So the enzyme glucose 6-phosphate, what does it do? It remove a hydrogen atom from this molecule and add up this hydrogen atom and transfer a hydrogen atom or add up this hydrogen atom on this NADP molecule. So in the end of the first reaction, we take we get glucose 6-phosphogluconate molecule in this in this oxidative phase. So what happened, this glucose 6-phosphogluconate molecule, then this 6-phosphogluconate molecule would be converted into ribulose 5-phosphate molecule. This ribulose 5-phosphate molecule is a 5 carbon aldo sugar, as the name is indicating. This is 5 carbon sugar. So how this happened in this reaction, and what happened in this reaction? In this reaction, a carbon dioxide molecule remove from 6-phosphogluconate molecule and a hydrogen atom also remove from this 6-phosphogluconate molecule, and then this 6-phosphogluconate molecule convert into ribulose 5-phosphate by the action of this enzyme 6-phosphogluconate dehydrogenase. So as the name of this enzyme is explaining, this is dehydrogenase enzyme. And what does dehydrogenase enzyme do? Dehydrogenase enzyme remove a hydrogen atom from a substrate and add on NADP. So what next means what another thing is happening here. Here decarboxylation of this molecule is taking place here. So this molecule decarboxylate and then oxidize into ribulose 5-phosphate. And what is the fate of this NADPH molecule that is synthesized during this reaction? This NADPH molecule used in the metabolic pathway of fatty acid and for the synthesis pathway of fatty acid that synthesize fatty acid and sterols. We would be studying in our coming lecture fatty acid metabolism, including both anabolism and catabolism of fatty acid. So now we discuss the next step or next reaction of this oxidative pathway, that is the conversion of ribulose 5-phosphate to ribose 5-phosphate. So what is happening here? An enzyme that is ribose 5-phosphate isomerase is converting this ribulose 5-phosphate into ribose 5-phosphate. So as the name of the enzyme isomerase indicating, what is happening here? Here is reaction of isomerization is taking place. Means this enzyme isomerize this ribulose 5-phosphate into ribose 5-phosphate. As what is the isomerization? Isomerization is the changing of the atom in a molecule, but number of atom remains same. So this enzyme change the position of the atom of this ribulose 5-phosphate molecule and convert it into ribose 5-phosphate. And this ribose 5-phosphate is the precursor glucose or precursor carbohydrate that form DNA and RNA nucleotide. So if we would be if you know the how the DNA and RNA nucleotide synthesis. So you know well that where this ribose 5-phosphate sugar is used in the synthesis of RNA and DNA. Actually, you know, DNA and RNA are the nucleotide of the nucleic acid, and these are made up of phosphate, 3 phosphate atom, one sugar, that is ribose sugar, 5 ribose 5 phosphate sugar, and one is the base. So this is the sugar that is present in the both DNA and RNA nucleotide. So this was the oxidative phase of mm, pentose phosphate pathway, and what we are getting from this pathway as an end product, we are getting ribose 5 phosphate and we are getting NADPH. Ribose 5-phosphate used for the synthesis of DNA and RNA nucleotide, and these molecule of NADPH used for the biosynthesis of fatty acid and sterols. So this is the product of pentose phosphate pathway, and this was the oxidative phase of pentose phosphate pathway. Now we will be studying about the non-oxidative phase of pentose phosphate pathway. In the non-oxidative phase, what happened? The enzyme transketolase and transaldolase. These are two enzymes that use in non-oxidative phase of pentose phosphate pathway. Actually, these two enzymes convert ribose 5-phosphate sugar into glucose 6-phosphate, and these two enzymes use cofactor um, uh, PPP, that is TPP, that is thymine pyrophosphate. So you know that each enzyme means many enzyme need an inorganic metallic ion for their work. So these are the cofactor. So the cofactor of these enzyme are thymine pyrophosphate, and this is the TPP is the cofactor of thymine pyrophosphate. And then what happened, this the non-oxidative phase, uh, actually the reductive phase, that is non-oxidative phase. So in non-oxidative phase we get again glucose 6-phosphate from ribose 5-phosphate sugar by the action of enzyme, that is transketolase and transaldolase. So the deficiency of these enzyme transketolase and transaldolase leading a disease, that is Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and this deficiency is lead due to the deficiency of TPP, that is the cofactor of these transketolase and transaldolase enzyme. So one more most important thing that is important um, um to understand in this pathway, uh, that the that this pathway is important for the to synthesize the precursor of the nucleic acid. So if this pathway is deregulated, so you may encounter the disease. So again we are going to sum up this pathway. What is this pentose phosphate pathway? This pentose phosphate pathway, actually the pathway to synthesize precursor of the nucleotide that use for the synthesis of nucleic acid. And this pathway based on the consist on the two phases, that one is oxidative, other is reductive or non-oxidative phase. This in the oxidative phase, two enzyme are most important. One is glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase, and one is ribose 5-phosphate isomerase, and two metabolic product are synthesized. Two main important metabolic product are synthesized during these pathway. One is ribose 5-phosphate sugar. Why this sugar is important? Because this sugar has importance for the synthesis of the nucleotide that are used to synthesize nucleic acid. And the other important metabolic product that is important and synthesized in this pathway is NADPH, that is used or utilized in the fatty acid metabolism or fatty acids and sterol synthesis. And the deficiency of the enzyme that is used in the non-oxidative, the deficiency of the cofactor of the enzyme transcatolase and transaldolase lead to the disease that is Korsakoff disease. And these two enzymes are involved in the non-oxidative phase of pathway, non-oxidative phase of pentose phosphate pathway. And this was the whole lecture, and I hope you have understand what is the pentose phosphation, or what is the hexose phosphate mono, or what is the pentose phosphate pathway. This was all about the lecture number 5, and in my next lecture I would meet you with the Krebs cycle. So this was also the interesting metabolic pathway. And thank you very much to hear to listen my video, and kindly must see the next lecture, that is about the Krebs cycle. Allah Hafiz.